Jessica Jones is back, attitude and all, which means more Marvel Comics references for all you comic book junkies. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Jessica Jones Season 2 Easter eggs.
I thought the Whizzer was just a wacko. And who has a pet mongoose?
Whizzer?
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, you'll need to keep your eyes peeled as we explore both the obvious and not so obvious Marvel Comics Easter eggs present in the Superhero Detective's second season. Because we have to dig pretty deep into the plot for some of these, a spoiler warning is in effect.
Why couldn't you just let me have it?
Because if that insane surgery hadn't killed you, you could have ended up like my mom.
Number 10. Jessica's name. To say that the show's titular character is secretive would be a gross understatement. Marvel's hard-boiled private investigator is constantly bogged down by a shady past, which she typically bottles up by drowning herself in a lot of liquor. But this season, fans were given numerous flashbacks in order to get a deeper look into Jessica's harrowing past. One small, but satisfying nod to her comic book origins came in a memory with an old boyfriend, when he discovers her middle name is Campbell.
Jessica Campbell Jones.
In the comics, Jessica's last name is in fact Campbell, before the Joneses adopted her following the supposed death of her entire family. Nice little throwback, Netflix. Number 9. Cell Block D.
Hey, Mom. Are they treating you okay?
The infamous Cell Block D makes a short appearance this season when Jessica's not-so-dead mother, Alyssa, is briefly incarcerated there. Fans of Marvel's Netflix series will remember that this particular cell block held two incredibly dangerous prisoners in Frank Castle and the Kingpin himself, Wilson Fisk. Of course, while Frank had to deal with an onslaught of armed prisoners, this time around it was the prison guards that needed to keep their heads on a swivel as they tried to contain the short-fused and unnaturally strong Alyssa. And as we all know now, not even the ironclad Cell Block D can hold a prisoner grieving over a lost love. Number 8. The Secret Invasion nod.
There are lizards wearing human skins and taking over the government.
While Jessica is trying to get her PI firm back on track, she encounters several odd characters in need of investigative work. One woman in particular claims that lizard people are in fact walking among society disguised as humans. She even singles out rap legend Jay-Z.
You have to stop the dinosaur people. They already got Jay-Z.
And while this brief encounter might just be a joke, it's hard not to wonder if the lizards are in fact a reference to the secret Skrull invasion from the comics. A Skrull story arc might be too much to handle for TV, but could this be an allusion to a larger, possibly not so distant MCU project? Captain Marvel, anyone? Number 7. Hedy Wolfe.
So how was anger management?
Still angry.
When Trish is photographed with Malcolm, she naturally makes headlines in Celeb Seeker, what with her being Patsy and all. Upon seeing the magazine cover, most viewers probably kept their eyes on the dramatically shocking photo of Trish with Malcolm by her side. Of course, if you ignore the paparazzi's headline grabber, you'll notice a more interesting caption in the top left corner, where we get our first mention of Hedy Wolfe. Fans of the Patsy Walker comic books will remember Hedy as Patsy's earliest co-star and longtime rival. It might be time for these two to meet in person. Number 6. Dr. Tiboldt.
I know this is hard, but when you resist suggestion, the hypnotic state is difficult to achieve.
I just don't have a great track record with shrinks.
We're not shrinking, we're expanding.
Who knew that when viewers tuned in to the new season of Jessica Jones, they'd also meet the legendary hypnotist, Dr. Maynard Tiboldt? Well, sort of. He's not exactly the same maniacal Marvel villain known as the Ringmaster. Instead, he's an even-tempered and monotone hypnotist hired by Trish to help open the inner workings of Jessica's mind. Unfortunately, like many others who try to break through her hard-shell exterior, he's quickly spurned away with a profanity-filled, and sometimes physical, tirade. While we probably won't get to see Tiboldt in full circus attire, it's always fun to see comic book characters come to life.
Dr. Tiboldt, I'm so sorry.
Number 5. Stan Lee's cameo. This was bound to happen. Stan Lee is notorious for his cameos throughout the MCU,
Excelsior.
and now in Marvel's Netflix universe. This time around though, his appearance wasn't so noticeable. The legendary Marvel creator was featured on a bus in a large advertisement promoting the law firm Forbush & Associates. Oh, and if that sounds familiar to you hardcore Marvel aficionados, that's because it should. The name Forbush harkens back to one of Marvel's oddest and often forgotten characters, Forbush Man, who was the primary hero in the Not Brand Ek comics. So not only did we get our customary Stan Lee poster, but we also get a nod to a lesser-known hero. Number 4. David Mack's artwork.
It's not finished.
When we first meet Jessica's new superintendent, Oscar Arocho, the show does a great job at making us, well, hate his guts. We later find out he doesn't want to attract any trouble due to legal reasons and his fight for child custody. But all of this aside, his most memorable moment is the painting he gifts to Jessica, which can only be described as undeniably David Mack. Mack, of course, was the cover artist for the Alias comic books spanning from 2001 to 2004. His striking style has made him a legend among comic book artists, as he always has a way to make his covers pop more than any other.
This is beautiful. Who did this?
Paint by numbers.
Number 3. Dr. Karl Malus.
You remember who I am?
Whether or not Dr. Karl Malus had good intentions when he experimented on unconscious subjects is left up for debate. But the bottom line is that we finally get a closer look at the mad scientist behind Jessica's superhuman powers. First off, he's strikingly different from his comic book appearance. In the show, Malus seems to be a caring doctor who just wants to save lives, although he's still relatively shrouded in mystery behind the IGH veil.
The way you are, I did that. I did this to you. This is all on me.
In the comic books, however, he's slightly more malevolent, with his character performing unsavory and extreme experiments in order to create hybrid supercriminals. Oh, not to mention he was briefly attached to the symbiote Carnage. Talk about a handful. Number 2. The Whizzer.
The kids in school used to call me the Whizzer.
I bet they did. Why don't you take a lap around the block? I'll time you.
I can only speed when I'm scared. I'm a fear-based hero.
Wait, is that Flash? Or just a slightly rotund Flash lookalike? Nope. As the man himself clearly states during his frantic plea with Jessica to help find the people chasing him, his name is Whizzer. Well, not actually. It's his own personal nickname, which happens to be his comic book alter ego as well. In homage to his much fitter comic book counterpart, Robert Coleman is wearing a yellow sweater and holding a blue backpack, the same colors as the Whizzer from Marvel Comics. The original Whizzer, Robert Frank, gloriously made his debut in 1941 and reportedly gained his super speed via mongoose blood transfusion, which is definitely not something you should try at home.
You have to protect me. And they tried to drop a huge air conditioner on me. I was too fast, but they almost crushed a meal. My pet mongoose.
Number 1. Hellcat. Yes, folks, it's finally happening. Hellcat is well on her way to making a TV appearance. The show first teases its viewers with Trish's future when she claws a guy's face while trying to protect Malcolm. Ultimately, her goal all season long was to attain the same powers as her best friend and stepsister, Jessica, at any cost. After Dr. Malus performs a risky procedure on Trish, it seems like the experiment failed. However, we later catch a glimpse of Trish's cat-like reflexes when she drops her phone and catches it with her foot in the final episode.
Oh, sorry.
Will Patsy finally transform into Hellcat? Looks like we'll have to wait and see.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.